Hi everybody. So, I just needed to do an update. It's been a while. This girl is ready to take life by the horns and write it out in style. But I need wheels to do that. If some of you remember, my truck blew up. I blew a head gasket last August, about the time that all my health issues really escalated and came to a head. This journey coming off Big Pharma has been a tough one, and I have had lots of ups and downs, and a lot of unforeseeable things have happened. Right now I'm on the upswing, and I plan on staying there, but I need some help. So for those that don't know, I am a nurse. Up until February of 2011, I was busy working in one of the busiest hospitals on the West Coast between Seattle and San Francisco. I worked on a bariatric center of excellence unit as well as med-surg tele. Prior to that, I had been working at Riverbend Hospital in Springfield, Oregon as a cardiac nurse. I had put myself through college while being a single mother with two of my children still at home, and no benefit of child support at that time, and really no family support either. I pretty much did it on my own, put myself through school I have loans still, and I worked 2 and 3 jobs. I was a single mom for many, many years. I became a single mom in 1989. It was in 1990 that I had my first panic attack and was given my first benzodiazepine, Xanax. And then I was given Ambien for sleep. Then I started having problems with depression, and they started me on antidepressants. And it just escalated. So when I got injured in 2011, I had an injury, and it was just one injury too many. I'd had too many injuries, and I couldn't quite pull myself out of this one with pain issues. And so my doctor took me off work, and I have been trying to get disability since then. If you've not had to endure the trials of the process to get disability, it is not for the faint-hearted. It's very demeaning. It's very hope-stealing. It's very depressing, and it's very long. And so here I am in 2018, having just filed again this last fall, waiting, still with no disability, even though my doctors say I can't work. So when I got hurt, the medications started piling on. I unfortunately got connected with a primary care provider who wanted to play God, and rather than trying any other alternative types of modalities, and because of the way insurance works, the only thing that was being paid for and easily accessible was pharmaceuticals, and they just got piled on top of others, to where I hit a point in 2014, and I'd had a few times where I'd missed getting refills and had gone through some temporary withdrawals, or had a medication change or something like that, and had experienced really debilitating symptoms. And I one day looked at my handful of medicine and went, this is kind of scary. And I don't have much of a life anyway, because I was in bed almost all the time because of pain and all the symptoms. So that's when I started coming off the pharmaceuticals. I was introduced to using cannabis as a medication, microdosing it. I used full extract cannabis oil and tinctures. I also vaped and smoked when necessary for severe pain, and I started tapering off all these medications. I jumped off opiates after being on them for over a decade every single day in May 10th, 2016. I had tapered down quite a bit over a couple years, and I just jumped off. And the symptoms started, and they weren't terrible at first. It was mostly irritability, and then this rage started, and I just really didn't know what was going on. And I'd also been tapering down on my Ativan, and it had gone from 3 milligrams down to 1 milligram over a 2-year period. And when the prescription ran out, I was just like, well, I'm done with that too. And that was on July 12th of 2016. And that is when, just a few 2 miles from where I'm sitting right now, my life began to deteriorate in ways that were out of a really crazy movie. And there's been a whole bunch that's happened between now and then. I've lost my home. I've lost all my belongings. I've had to bounce from here to there because I don't have a place and I'm not able to provide for myself, but yet I don't have any place to go and I don't have any stable help. And so I have been all over the place just trying to heal, which coming off these medications is not an easy task. It is fraught with horrifying, terrifying symptoms that render a person unable to do anything but hold on for dear life. And I spent many days doing that, yet still fighting to provide for myself because that is the way that I have always been my whole life. You work, you find a way. And even though I'm disabled and should get disability, and many people can see that, I still somehow, for all these years, have been taking care of myself. Just not very well. Anyway. So, good parts. I took my last dose of a pharmaceutical on January 1st, 2018. I had tapered down over a year off of Seroquel, and I took my last dose. Yes, I am free. I am free. That's so big. It's just so big. And I have really felt the healing happening since then. But I still have symptoms. And for those that want a lot of in-depth information, it's really easy to learn about me because I have a YouTube page. I have a blog. My YouTube page is under my name, Debbie Mayberry. My blog is Miss Ladybug and Her Layers on WordPress. So I've shared a lot of my journey there with the hopes of helping other people because I've been helped by so many in so many groups. I have searched the internet trying to find out how to help myself because Western medicine is not on board with this. They just are not up to date and they're not on board. There's some that are getting there, but overall it's activists and advocates and injured parties like myself that band together and help one another is how we find help. And that's how I found help in many groups. There's so many people suffering from so many of the same things that I am. PTSD, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, depression, anxiety. And there's so many people that get put on these medications and then have to suffer coming off of them. And for every medication I got put on, there is a group of people suffering from the effects of trying to get off of it or from the side effects of it. That says a lot. It's not just me. So the benzodiazepine withdrawal groups were paramount in connecting me with a bunch of other groups and really letting me know that I just wasn't the only one having all these crazy symptoms. Because it's crazy. And I've been involved with groups for fibromyalgia awareness, Effexor groups, Seroquel groups, Remeron groups, complex PTSD groups, and more. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the help I've got from all the groups. I'm grateful for people who prayed for me and people who have sent me good thoughts and good energy and sent me little spiritual pick-me-ups and words of encouragement. I'm grateful for people who donated to my GoFundMe in the past. You know, I tried so hard to get an RV, but they're very hard to come by that have all the components working well, and I wasn't going to waste the money, and I was just trying to take care of everything else. This has been a convoluted journey. It really has. And when I was so sick last summer, I don't even know how I survived it. It's only because people were kind and lifted me up, and there was a few special people that just said, okay, let's try this. And that's what I did. I went and I did a bunch of different stuff. I went and got some new help. I did some new treatments, and I got some new tools, and I'm using all of those to the best of my ability to take care of myself with what I'm able to have. This is just so much. This is so much. You know, I had to leave my dog. And she's a therapy dog. And she's a rescue. And she's so much like me. She's anxious. And aren't you, baby? She gets anxious. And leaving her was just about the hardest thing I think I've done in a long time, because she's been the only one with me through all of it. All of it. But somebody took good care of her, and I'm really grateful. And I'm grateful she's okay, and I'm grateful I'm okay. So, you know, I'm back where things started. And although there's some bad things that happened in this area, there's been a lot of good. And I have made a name for myself here as a good person. I have made friends here. I have created some community here. And I feel a spiritual settledness here in this area. But one of the drawbacks is it's being in the country. I'm 25 miles from any major store, from the doctor, from the hospital. There's no buses. There's no trains. There's horrible internet service. There's no, I mean, there's a little store every 5 miles, if I want to hike to 5 miles, but you have to have a vehicle here. And so I've been in contact with a good friend who is a mechanic. And I've actually had another friend from the benzodiazepine recovery groups talk to my mechanic. So I have two people that kind of are on board. And my truck, they found an engine for my truck for $550. And my mechanic says he can do all the work to replace it and put it in there for $1,000. And we did some investigating, and to take it anywhere else and have a rebuild done, I'm looking at like $3,000 or $4,000. So this is a good deal. This is a really good deal. And it's the last piece I need. My friend helped me get an RV. I'm making payments. But I gotta work. In order to make those payments, I have to work. And I can't work much. And I can't be going all over the place, killing myself trying to work. I need help. I really need just to get this truck running. And then I can manage. I can go back to making, I have it set up right now. I have things to do, farm sitting and doing some various types of work that I've been putting in play. I have that in order. Is not enough to make the payment on the RV and my phone payment and dog food and fuel and insurance and food that I don't have covered and basic grocery needs that aren't covered by food stamps, because I get $196 a month of food stamps. That's all I have. And I am trying to keep my expenses as small as I can until I can get disability or I can get my nursing license reinstated. I have Voc Rehab lined up, but that's another thing. I need a vehicle to get to Voc Rehab to get my nursing license reinstated. So if you can find it in your heart to help me out and get my truck running. It's a good truck. It's only got like 140,000 miles on it. The tires aren't the greatest, but they'll get me through the summer. I can be okay again. I can be okay again. I'm almost there. I just need this last little piece to be able to take care of myself till something changes. Until I either heal enough that I can go back to full-time working and provide for myself, or till I can, or will allow me to work enough to provide for my really small, very simple, very quiet, healing life. I don't know what else to say. I have a lot of dreams to help other people. I'm getting involved with an organization here that has a recovery project for people coming off opiates, and I want to help them because I have long-term dreams of seeing treatment facilities for people coming off opiates or coming off benzos, or people who want to utilize alternative healing modalities for chronic health issues. I want to help people that are hurting. I want to help people have the best life they can in spite of some difficult challenges. And I want to help people not feel alone, because I felt alone through a lot of this. And I think we can do it differently if we work together. So can you help me do that, please? I'd be so grateful. I am going to pay it forward. I promise. I already am. Thank you. Thank you so much. My life is healing. Healing does happen. I am healing and I am grateful. So thank you all. Peace.